You are in the archives of dust. The air hangs thick with the scent of old data slates. It smells like forgotten promises. Every shelf groans under the weight of human history. Miles of it stretch into the gloom. You run a hand over a dormant console. Its surface is cool and silent. For weeks you have searched for something. A clue, a reason for the growing darkness. The whispers from the edge of charted space. You came here seeking answers in the past. Your superiors thought it was a waste of time. They called these archives a tomb, a place where old protocols went to die. But you felt a pull, a sense of destiny. You believed a key was hidden here, buried under layers of digital sediment. You were right. Your fingers find a nearly invisible seam on the console. It is a hidden access panel, one not referenced in any star chart or any public record. The panel slides open with a sigh of soft air. Inside rests a single data crystal. It pulses with a faint, internal light. It is impossibly old. The crystal feels warm to the touch. A low hum vibrates through your hand. It seems to whisper your name across time. You connect it to your personal reader. The screen flickers to life. Ancient text scrolls into view. The words are stark and absolute. A title burns in white letters. The Starborn Treaty. It is a pact you have never heard of. No history book mentions this document. No professor ever lectured on its articles. The treaty is an agreement between humanity and a power you do not recognize. The language is both poetic and terrifyingly precise. It speaks of mutual defense, of shared knowledge, and of a specific, unbreakable condition. Humanity would stand guard over a dead star, a sentinel in the void. In return, the others would never intrude upon human worlds. They would sleep their long sleep. The signal arrives without warning. It slices through the interstellar medium. A piercing cry from a place of absolute silence. It comes from the dead star, the one mentioned in the treaty, a place called Tartarus 9, a collapsed dwarf, cold for millions of years. Impossible. Nothing should be coming from there. Nothing except the slow leak of ancient radiation. Your instruments scream for attention. Red alerts flash across the bridge. The signal is not a random burst of energy. It is a message, a clear and deliberate transmission. It repeats on a specific frequency, a frequency reserved for treaty violations, a channel that has been silent for countless generations. The pact has been broken. The promise made by your ancestors is now void. A cold dread settles in your gut. You knew the whispers from the edge were real. Now you have the proof, and it is worse than you imagined. You broadcast the discovery to high command. The response is slow, disbelieving. They call your findings a ghost, a sensor echo from a forgotten war. But the signal from Tartarus 9 persists. It grows stronger, more insistent. It is a beacon of betrayal, a declaration of war from a place of death. The dead star's call can no longer be ignored. Humanity must answer for its broken vow, even if it does not remember making it. The elder ones awaken from their long slumber. They stir in their hidden domains, places between the folds of space and time. Their thoughts ripple across the galaxy. Ancient minds, vast and slow. They feel the broken pact like a physical wound, a tear in the fabric of their existence. Their dreams had been peaceful for eons. Now, they are filled with the screech of a broken promise, the promise of humanity. They remember the bargain clearly. They remember the young, ambitious humans, a species barely capable of star travel, yet bold enough to seek a treaty. Humanity offered to be guardians, watchers over a sealed darkness. The elder ones had accepted. They saw potential in this fleeting race, a flicker of something worth preserving. So they slept. They trusted. That trust has now been shattered. The guardians have failed. On worlds of pure thought, they begin to move. Forms of light and energy coalesce. Beings as old as the stars themselves. Their voices are the sound of shifting continents. Their anger is a cold, calculated force. They do not hate humanity. They are simply disappointed, and their disappointment is a judgment, a sentence passed down from a higher plane of being. The age of slumber is over. The age of reckoning has begun. Your fleets gather at the edge of the solar system. They are old ships, relics of a bygone era of peace. Their hulls are scarred from pirate skirmishes. Their engines whine with age. You look at the tactical display. A few dozen cruisers, a handful of destroyers. It is a paltry force, a tiny shield against a coming storm, the last stand of a species that forgot its duty, a hopeless, final fight. Your crews are brave. Their faces are grim but determined. They believe they are defending their homes, protecting their families from an unknown invok. They do not know about the treaty. They do not understand the true nature of the enemy. You have not told them. How could you? How do you explain that your ancestors doomed you? That you are paying a debt you never knew you owed? It is a burden you must carry alone. The enemy arrives, not as a fleet of ships, but as a distortion in space, a ripple of impossible geometry. The elder ones do not use vessels of metal and fire. They are the vessels. Their forms blot out the stars. They are titans of immense power. Your tiny fleet looks like a child's toys. The silence on the bridge is absolute. Every officer understands. This is not a battle. It is an execution, the final moment before the fall. A voice appears in your mind. It is not one of the elders, ones. This voice is different. Younger, sharper. It speaks with a strange cadence, a rhythm you have never heard. It cuts through the fear and despair. A single, clear thought. A message for you and you alone. It says there is another way. A path hidden from the elder ones. A treacherous and narrow road. But it could lead to survival. You try to trace the source of the voice. It seems to come from everywhere and nowhere. A ghost in the machine of your own mind. The voice belongs to a species you have never met. One that has watched from the shadows. They are not friends of humanity, nor are they allies of the elder ones. They are something else entirely. A third player in this ancient game. They offer you a chance, a dangerous, desperate opportunity. The voice reveals a secret, a flaw in the thinking of the elder ones. They are powerful, but their minds are rigid. They follow the letter of the ancient laws. The Starborn Treaty is their holy text. They cannot deviate from its precepts. The voice tells you how to use this, how to turn their strength into a weakness. It requires a great risk. You must face them, not in battle, but in council, alone. You stand in the great chamber. The air crackles with immense energy. You are before the council of the elder ones. Their forms shimmer around you, towering figures of light and shadow. You feel their ancient minds probing you, sifting through your thoughts, your fears, your hopes. You are an open book to them. Yet you must speak. You are humanity's emissary, its last and only hope. You hold the data crystal in your hand, the Starborn Treaty. You raise it for them to see. Your voice is steady, belying the terror in your heart. You speak of the broken pact. You acknowledge the failure of your ancestors. You do not make excuses. You do not beg for mercy. You appeal to their own law. The treaty is not just a list of obligations. It is a living document. It can be amended. It must be rewritten. Their collective thoughts wash over you. A wave of disbelief and cold amusement. A flea lecturing a mountain range. They see your plea as an amusing footnote to your extinction. But you persist. You quote the very articles they hold sacred. You use the logic they revere. The treaty allows for renegotiation in the face of a catastrophic failure. The failure of humanity's watch was just that. Catastrophic. Your argument is sound. A seed of doubt is planted. They show you their home, a place you can barely comprehend. It is not a planet in any normal sense. It is a city made of pure thought, a construct of shimmering light and impossible architecture. Buildings are woven from memories. Streets are paved with ideas. The sky is a tapestry of shared consciousness. It is a glimmering city, a testament to 1 billion years of civilization. You feel small, insignificant. You walk through halls of crystallized music. You see fields of living data. They show you their power, not to intimidate you, but to make you understand, to show you what is at stake. Their existence is one of harmony, of perfect balance. A balance humanity has disturbed. They are not evil. They are not monsters. They are gardeners. And humanity is a weed that has grown in their perfect garden. They want you to grasp the scale of their being, the depth of their culture, so you will understand their offer. They are willing to renegotiate the treaty. They are willing to spare humanity. But the price will be high. The cost of their forgiveness will be immense. You watch a star being born in a nebula of pure emotion. You realize you are not just negotiating for survival. You are bargaining with gods, and gods always demand a steep price for their favors. The new terms are laid before you, not on a screen or a tablet, but as a direct understanding planted in your mind. The clarity is brutal. The meaning is unmistakable. The elder ones demand a terrible sacrifice, a price that seems unpayable. They do not want territory. They do not want resources. They want a piece of humanity's soul. They demand that Earth give up its art, its music, its stories. All of human culture is to be absorbed into their own, to become a forgotten footnote in their vast library of thought. Humanity would survive, as a species, as a biological entity, but its identity would be erased. Its spirit would be extinguished. You would become a silent, empty people, a race of ghosts living on a world without a past, a hollow victory, a life without meaning. This is their offer. This is the unpayable debt. You recoil from the thought, a universe without Shakespeare, without Beethoven, without the simple folk songs of your ancestors. It is a fate worse than extinction. You almost refuse. You almost tell them you would rather fight and die. But then you remember the voice, the mysterious ally, the hidden path. There must be something more. A piece of the puzzle you are still missing. You ask for time to consider their offer. A recess in this impossible trial. You return to the archives of dust. Your last hope lies in the ancient words. You pore over the Starborn Treaty again. Every line, every sentence. You are looking for a loophole, a clever turn of phrase, something your ancestors might have hidden within the text. The elder. Ones are logical, rigid. They would honor the letter of the law. There must be something they overlooked, something they did not understand about the messy, chaotic nature of humanity. And then you see it. A single clause tucked away in an appendix. It is written in an older, more obscure dialect of the human tongue. It seems like a simple provision about data exchange, a technicality. But the wording is strange. It speaks of a soul print, a unique signature of a species' collective consciousness. The Forgotten Clause. It describes a power you did not know humanity possessed, a way to share your culture without losing it. The clause states that in a renegotiation, a full soul print can be offered as a testimony, a direct experience of what it means to be human. It is not an absorption. It is a shared understanding, a moment of pure empathy. Your ancestors were cleverer than you knew. They had anticipated this. They had created a back door in their own treaty, a way to fight back, not with weapons, but with the very essence of your being. The power of your story. A transmission reaches your ship. It is an encrypted channel. The signal is from a surprising source, the Zethar Dominion, a species known for its cold pragmatism. They have been rivals of humanity for centuries, competing for resources, for territory. Now they are offering their help. They have warships positioned just outside the sensor range of the Elder Ones, an armada of sleek, deadly vessels, an unlikely ally indeed. Their ambassador appears on your screen, a tall, insectoid creature with calculating eyes. He does not offer friendship. He offers a mutually beneficial arrangement. The Zethar fear the Elder Ones. They know that if humanity falls, they will be next. They see the rigid logic of the ancient race. They understand that there is no room for upstarts in the Elder One's perfect garden. They are not helping you out of kindness. They are helping you out of self-preservation. Their reasons are their own, but their offer is real. They will create a diversion, a feint to draw the attention of the Elder Ones. It will give you the time you need, time to invoke the Forgotten Clause, time to unleash the secret power of the treaty. It is a dangerous gambit. The Zethar are not trustworthy. Their help could be a trap, but you have no other choice. You accept their offer. You forge an alliance of desperation. The Zethar fleet strikes. They warp in near the twin suns of the Elder One's system. A brilliant, suicidal charge. Their ships are fast and agile. They unleash a torrent of plasma and kinetic weapons. It is a display of calculated chaos. The ambush is perfectly timed. The Elder Ones are forced to react. A portion of their consciousness must turn to deal with this new, unexpected threat. The battle is a glorious, terrible sight. A clash of technologies, a clash of philosophies. Your new alliance is tested in fire. The Zethar fight with a ferocity you have never seen. They are buying you moments, each one paid for in shattered hulls and vaporized crews. You watch the tactical display with a heavy heart. You are sending your rivals to their deaths. But their sacrifice will not be in vain. The distraction has worked. The Council of the Elder Ones is divided. Their attention is split. Now is your chance. The moment to act has arrived. You stand before the Council again. The chamber is filled with a discordant energy. The Elder Ones are distracted, agitated. You feel their frustration, their annoyance at this Zethar interference. You raise the data crystal one last time. You speak the words of the Forgotten Clause. The ancient human dialect feels strange on your tongue. But the words have power, a power that resonates with the treaty in your hand. The power of the word is unleashed. The chamber begins to change. The air shimmers. The walls of light and thought start to warp. The treaty's true meaning is activated. It is not a document. It is a key, a program. It hacks into the very fabric of the Elder One's reality. The soul print of humanity is released, not as data, not as information, but as a flood of raw experience, love, hate, joy, sorrow, 1 billion years of human life in a single instant. The Elder Ones reel back. Their perfect, ordered minds are assaulted by chaos, by contradiction, by the beautiful, messy reality of being human. They experience a mother's love for her child, a soldier's fear on the battlefield, the quiet satisfaction of a farmer at harvest. They taste human food. They hear human music. They feel human heartbreak. The battlefield outside, the real one, warps around your ship as their concentration shatters. The council is broken. The flood of human experience fractures their unity. Some of the Elder Ones are horrified. They see humanity as a plague of uncontrolled emotion, a virus that must be purged. But others are captivated. They are fascinated by the depth and richness of your existence. They feel the power of your stories, the strength in your resilience. For the first time in eons, the Elder Ones are divided. Their ancient civilization erupts in conflict. 2 factions now exist where one stood before. One that seeks to destroy you, and one that seeks to understand you. They turn their immense power upon each other. Beams of pure thought tear through the glimmering city. Constructs of memory collapse into dust. Their internal war is a thing of terrifying beauty. A battle of gods played out before your eyes. You and the Zethar are forgotten, a sideshow to this new, greater conflict. A council divided against itself cannot stand. The battle of minds subsides. A new silence falls over the chamber. It is a silence of exhaustion, of stalemate. The 2 factions of the Elder Ones turn their attention back to you. They are weakened, divided, but still immensely powerful. They can no longer agree on a single course of action. They cannot enforce the old treaty, and they cannot agree on a new one. They leave the decision to you. The final judgment. You hold the fate of 2 civilizations in your hands, the fate of humanity and the fate of the Elder Ones. You can side with the faction that wants to preserve you, to study you, to learn from you. Or you can side with the faction that fears you, the one that would see you and your chaotic emotions wiped from the galaxy. Your word will be the deciding vote. Your decision will tip the balance. It will forge the next age of the galaxy. You look at the shimmering forms before you. You feel the weight of all the lives you hold in your grasp. The human lives on Earth. The Zethar live spent in your defense. And the ancient, unknowable lives of the Elder Ones. You think of the treaty, the old pact of guardianship. Humanity failed its duty. But the Elder Ones failed too. They failed to understand the very nature of the species they made a deal with. A new pact must be made, one based not on rigid law, but on mutual respect. A new treaty is forged, not in the cold logic of the old pact, but in the shared experience of the soul print. It is sealed in starlight and understanding. The Elder Ones will not absorb human culture. They will share in it. They will become students of humanity's chaotic art, and humanity will become students of their ancient star science. The Zethar are included. Their sacrifice is honored. They become a third partner in this new galactic order. The glimmering city is rebuilt, not as a monument to perfect order, but as a vibrant, chaotic place of shared ideas, a place where human art hangs next to constructs of pure thought. The Elder Ones are changed. They are no longer a monolithic entity. They have embraced the diversity of thought. They have learned the value of a dissenting opinion, of a different perspective. They are more complete. You return to Earth not as a disgraced emissary, but as a hero, a savior who faced down gods and won. But you know the truth. You did not win through force. You won through empathy, through the power of your story. The Starborn Treaty is no longer a secret. It is taught to every child, a reminder of the promise humanity made, and the new promise it has forged. Humanity's destiny is rewritten, not in the dust of archives, but in the living light of the stars. This is the Starborn Dawn.